School Crypto Investing, where you come to stay out ahead of the competition and sidestep and diagnose, sniff out, and detect the market manipulators and the whales that are sloshing around in there like the greedy old businessman that's there to fleece, heist, and shiest you. But VINCENZO'S Go Crypto Investing, and when you become members of Jabroni Killers to help you stay out ahead of the greedy market manipulators, right? When you're a member of Jabroni Killer, down below is a little bit of detail on how to do that via the YouTube partnership program. We're just waiting for YouTube to give us that little link to allow us to offer Jabroni Killers for one affordable, cheap, easy payment of what I believe will be the sale price, because there's going to be multiple things, either $13.69 or $16.69. I haven't decided. That will be the sale price, either or, because there's going to be a building content and lots of information there for a cheap price, and then everything you guys want, these trading alerts, when to buy, when to sell, trading with Vincenzo, bullish and bearish indicators, right? Housing market update, fiscal and monetary policy Fridays, and commodity Mondays will be a rolling segment each week, where one video at least a week on Monday and Friday for each of those respectively will be uploaded and categorized and logged and archived, so you can go on and watch the videos and learn and get educated to understand what's going on in the market, so you won't get fleece, heisted, and shisted. I'm getting a lot of emails about this Super Bowl pump. Just so you guys know, what usually happens, and that's why we do have an upper target up there, right? We have upper targets. And we met the middle one as you proper modulation. But usually what happens when you get to cryptos.com and all this advertising going into the crypto, and they're spending a fortune, all these companies that don't make any money, spending a fortune for 30-second ads on the Super Bowl, that is classic top of the bubble, just like the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos back in the early spring, when the real hype was going on in the crypto, and everyone thought we were going to be at 200,000 by now, a minimum of 100,000 1 year later, not down 30%, right? As we have some light snow falling in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area of central Illinois on a seasonably cold Arctic air mass has moved back in after a 50-degree day yesterday, right? You can see some of the snow drifts that are left, pretty big still, about 8 feet, right? They were a lot higher, but after a 50-degree day yesterday, we're down to 14 degrees, about 23 degrees below normal for an afternoon temperature, with some light snow on and off the next couple of days out ahead of a much bigger storm and possibly another winter storm in the Bloomington area. But what likes to happen when you overpay for ads, just like the Staples Center where the Lakers play, they changed it to the Crypto.com Stadium or Center, and since then that coin's getting hammered, because that's how usually the top of the bubble, just like 1999 with the tech bubble, you were getting all these crazy ads from companies like Pets.com, a place that didn't even have a store, and they were spending fortune on ads. People were paying $100 a share. 3 days later, they were bankrupt, essentially, right? All these companies. This is the top of the bubble. This is another sign the bubble's done, and they're just trying to fleece, heist, and shice. So a few final retail traders, maybe on a pump up to 52,000 to sell into you, and as soon as they're done selling, the thing's gonna roll over hard, roll over fast, and roll over deep. And the people that are not ahead of this and don't understand and aren't members of Jabroni Killers, right, when it becomes live, to keep you out ahead of what's going on, you are gonna get fleece, heisted, and shisted to the most harsh degree imaginable, and you're gonna get liquidated in your account for years to come. You're gonna be sitting there with 70, 80, 90% losses. I know it's been a steep drop already from 67,000 down to current price at 42-ish thousand, but we got really, really deep levels. And imagine if Bitcoin one day did hit this mid-range target of $18,000 by the end of the year, and that's just my mid-season target. My end of the year target's all the way down there. I could see by right around when the 2023 starts, we're sitting down sub 10,000 in Bitcoin. But imagine if we're even just sitting at 18,000 in 5 months or 6 months. We're rounding through midsummer, late summer, approaching, getting the first smell of the Arctic front or the first Canadian air mass come in late summer, early fall. and you're sitting at 18, 19, 20,000. Imagine what all these altcoins are going to be at if you're getting in there loading up thinking you're about to moonshot and you're getting them cheap. If Bitcoin really is where I think it's going to go, and I've been out ahead of this since the very beginning, ahead of the competition and the YouTube charlatans and the mainstream media propaganda machine and the hype train that's going out there. Imagine if you just think to yourself, say self, what would happen if Bitcoin was at $18,000, right? Where would this coin be? Let's just pull a random coin out. Where would, here, we'll just roll the dice. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. Where would AMC, it lands on something that's not a crypto coin out in here. Where would XMR be if Bitcoin was sitting at $18,000 and you were down, I don't know, 65, 70% and in a year and a half long bear market now? Look at where this coin is right now. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Look, that's another classic double top. If you're in this coin, you should be lucky. I stopped on Monero. Classic rounding mountain double top. If Bitcoin's sitting at $18,000 by the summer, this thing's all the way back down there. Monero's going to be sub $5, right? And look at where you're at right now if you're buying Monero. You're all the way up here, and you remember this. And I'm going to archive. This is the kind of stuff that's going to be archived. These kind of bold predictions. So then you can just see bold prediction made. Monero, February 12th, right? And Monero is north of, where's Monero today? $173. And I'm calling for a possible sub, what is down here? Sub $5 Monero by the end of the year, right? On a mountain double top flush. And if Bitcoin's down at 18,000 by mid part of this year, or going into the fall season, my favorite time leading into next winter, Monero is going to be all the way down here. It's going to be sub $5, right? And these kind of predictions, bold predictions that I stand behind and don't back off of, will be on there so all the critics can see, all the critics that criticize that aren't members of Jabroni Killers, the members of Jabroni Killers, the hundreds and thousands that will be members because it's that powerful, will see these bold predictions. And if Bitcoin is 18,000, Monero is getting down here. At least if Bitcoin's 18,000, Monero is going to be sub $20. If Bitcoin's below 10,000, Monero is $5 or below, right? And another random coin to help you out. We'll stop where it stops, nobody knows. Jeez, it stops on bullshit, dude. Come on. Harmony, right, would be way down here. It would be below the shit house. If Harmony would be all the way down here, sub whatever that 0.0, it would be below the shit house if Bitcoin collapses, right? So I'm trying to help you out here. I'm gonna have to let you go as I'm pulling back into work, but just to show you, KDA, some other fleece heister and shyster that somebody else is going to get fleece heisted and shysted on. Look at this. This thing would be all the way down. Here's your target. If Bitcoin's sub 20,000, here you go. These are how quick you can make these. All the way down here. This thing is sub $1. If Bitcoin goes below 20,000, this thing's going back below $1, right? I'm trying to help you guys out here. We'll give you one more. Sandstorm. If Bitcoin's sub 18,000, this thing's all the way down. This thing's going to be deep down. All the way, see that price down here? God, I'm driving. This makes it so difficult. And they keep changing this parking in here every day. But this would be way down here, right? All the way down, sub that. If Bitcoin's way down here, these targets are going to be deep, swift, and fast. And you guys need to become members of Jabroni Killer. YouTube, if you're out there, you need to make this active so I can keep my audience out of what's going on and at one simple, easy place so they don't get fleece heisted and shysted. And they can do with Vincenzo, fleece heisting and shysting, the market manipulators. Peace and love. Peace and love.